All right, a quick warning for everyone. If you don't enjoy bad writing and people reading bad writing, you're not going to enjoy this. For anyone wondering where is Bionicle Journey to 1 Season 2, it's coming. I have a script that I'm working on, and I'm hoping to get that done soon. But in the meantime, enjoy the silly Halloween special I did, where I just dramatically read the creepypasta Dead Bionicle. It's really bad, but hopefully, with the silly visuals I put in, you'll find it at least somewhat entertaining.
Chapter 1 Before This Happened. On June 27th, 2004, I got a GameCube and a couple of games for it. One of them was Bionicle Heroes. It took me 10 days to complete it, but I did. 3 years later, I tried to play it again because I wanted to beat it again, but all it says is the typical GameCube
"Could not read disk"
message. So I went to GameStop and I went through used games. It took me a while to find it, but I found it at some point. My mom bought it and I went straight to my GameCube when I got home. Chapter 2 The Beginning of a Nightmare. So I put the disc in there. I didn't even look at the disc. I wish I did. So it started up normally, but instead of the typical GameCube bluish purple, it was red. Not blood red, but just red. I ignored it and continued. I thought to myself,
"It's probably just a graphics error. I mean, I haven't played this game in 2 years, so of course it will have graphic errors."
And I continued the menu screen, for it was normal. There was a save file already on there. Well, of course there would be. I wanted to start a new game, but when I pressed A, it did nothing. So I went to the save file. It was 100% done, so I started it. The loading screen was as unusual, and it started up in the final level of the game. I was Jawler. I couldn't pick anyone else, and there was no masks. And I had all the upgrades, so I could beat him easy. But Vizon or Fenrak weren't there. It was all silent to no music, not even the boss music. There was no Mask of Life either. I moved around a little bit, not knowing what to do. That's when I heard my door creaking. I looked behind me, and it was closed. I looked back, and Jawler was at half heart now. I said to myself,
"What attacked me?"
I looked around and saw nothing. Then, it happened. A weird Bionicle I never saw in a Bionicle game. It had the head of Vizon, but the body of Jawler. And it was all black and red eyes. It insta-killed my character. That's when I knew something was wrong, so I shut off the game. I noticed that it was 12:30, and I thought,
"Oh shit, I have to get to bed. Mom's gonna kill me."
So I went to bed, and I had this weird dream. I was inside of the game, Vizarax all around me, and all of them lunged at me, and I woke up. Chapter 3 Starting it up again. As a creepypasta fan I am, when I woke up, I went straight to the GameCube and turned it on. It wouldn't start. I tried again, but nope. And finally, I started it one more time, and instead of the blocks making the GameCube G, it went straight to the Bionicles menu. This time, it wasn't normal. It didn't say Bionicle Heroes. It said Bionicle, just Bionicle. Load game was gone. Every option except new game was gone. I tried new game, but no avail. I tried it again, and it immediately went to the game. No loading. I was in another boss fight. This time it was Vizok. Vizok was there. I was Vizon though, and that is weird since this new game and Vizok wasn't trying to kill me or anything. When I pressed A, it showed a cutscene of Vizok getting crushed by a big rock. He was apparently dead, so I tried to grab his mask, but when I did, Vizon immediately died. The game showed Jawler apparently dead back in the final level. Jawler spoke. and then it went back to the game. I was Vizok this time. I was in a graveyard. I never saw that level in the normal game. I paused it, went to my computer, and played on it for 2 hours. Wait, what? Chapter 4. The Nightmare continues. I went back to my GameCube, and I unpaused it. I noticed the graveyard was very long, and I walked Vizok through it. It kept popping up Jowler and Vizok dead, and I finally got to the end. Vizon's theme played and a boss fight started. Jowler and Vizok showed up, and they both killed Vizok. Vizon spoke. The phone rang. I picked it up since my mom told me to. A ominous voice spoke, just like Vizon's voice. Then I heard a knock at my door. I looked out the window, and they were Vizon and Jowler were there. Vizok was near them, dead, and his limbs were dismembered. I shut off the GameCube and looked at the disc, but it didn't look anything like the normal disc. It showed all of the Bionicles, excluding the bosses, dead. I burned the disc, and when I burnt it, the flame went out and the smoke created a skull, yet the disc was burned. I looked out my window, and Jowler and Vizok and Vizon were gone. I will never look at Bionicle Heroes the same way again. Chapter 5. Epilogue. My mom got a disc cleaner and fixed my old Bionicle Heroes game after it was done. I got my courage up and I started my GameCube. The GameCube screen was normal. It went through the menu normally. The screen was normal. I went to load games, and sadly my save files were corrupted, and they deleted themselves. I started a new game, and I played the game normally. But 2 things bugged me. What was that thing at the end of the game? And why is there a 4th bonus level that looks exactly like the graveyard in my old game now? I guess I will never know, because I don't care to go back to that graveyard. Final chapter, May 17th, 11:48 a.m., 2014, second epilogue. I started back up the game and got my courage to unlock the graveyard. And I did it. Automatically unlocked after I beat Vizon and Fenrak. I went to it. It was exactly just like the graveyard, but no signs of Vizok, Jowler, or Vizon dead. When I got to the end, it teleported me to what appeared to be an area where you fight the enemies that you unlock by doing certain things. Then another boss fight started. It was Vizok. I easily destroyed him, same with Jowler too. Then the final one was Vizon, and I was also playing as Vizon, but the enemy Vizon didn't have a Fenrak with him. It then went to a cutscene of the 2 Vizons, fighting, dismembering each other limb by limb, and they both died, and my game shut off. I turned it back on, and the game played like normal. I still had my save file, and all my characters and upgrades, and the 4th bonus level wasn't there anymore. Wow, that was really bad.